When last we met, Shoulder Dother was yelling at Sean about doing some stuff. You guys headed off to the Goblin King's prison, but before you could get there, you had to go through the Boreal Maze. You went through the maze rather easily because your nature check was just ridiculous. And before exiting the maze, you were attacked by god trees. And these god trees were mean, and you put up quite a vicious fight. And eventually you defeated them, of course, but, well, I think that was quite possibly the second hardest encounter I've thrown at you thus far. Trees, yes. You found the prison of the Goblin King, you figured out a way into the prison because I'm still terrible with puzzles. Greg witnessed an orc touch a big door and his head exploded. Eventually you find out a way to open the door after twirling around in circles for a while. Whee! Kill the Goblin King, take the big box, open the box, get the stuff inside, leave the prison, and sleep. And thus begins today's session, where we take a look away from the main group, and we take a look at Kathleen in the Tower of the Demon Baron. For the past week or so, she's just been getting food from blind deaf servants who religiously sort of walk down this long hallway, give her food and water, and then walk away. She really hasn't had anything to do, except today. When the Demon Baron...
Just as a question, when it comes to the servants, are they all, like, is there, like, a uniformed connection between you all? Like, are they all men, women, young, old?
They all appear to be women.
Okay. The young women, old?
It varies, but they all seem to be, they vary in age, but they don't seem to be very young or very old. They seem to be, capable.
And they look different?
Yeah, they all look different. They're different people. And the Demon Baron walks to your cell and he says, "But a couple of months yet, and you'll be free. Have you thought of where you'll go?"
No, because I'm honestly not sure how this plan of yours is supposed to actually work.
Well, the plan is simple. I have a confession to make. You will not be in dragon form for very long. The High Priest has something planned for you, and it will be very painful to go through.
Uh-huh.
But you will be able to blend in quite naturally with the other elven prisoners, and we should be able to mix you up during the transfer. If all goes according to plan, you should be heading southwest, towards Wyrmwick, towards the destroyed South Tower. If not, then, well, you won't be on this plane anymore, but let's not dwell on that.
No, I actually do want to dwell on that. I want to know what prison could possibly be more secure than the Demon Baron's own fortress.
We go to the realm controlled by Tiamat, a realm of chaos and agony, a realm of darkness and despair. Quite frankly, it is not of this world.
And what will we do there?
Well, you, in particular, will sit there, and if you're there, and you'll act very, very calm and rationally, because if you decide to run off, I fear for your life. But hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, you won't end up there.
But I want to know, why do they want me there?
Mostly to keep you away from the planet.
That's fair enough.
Well, you are my sworn nemesis, and they fear you more than they fear any other power on this world. So, be a treat for them to lock you up in another dimension, as it were, another plane of existence.
So why 3 months' time?
That's when the next scheduled... Thank you.
Sorry.
That's when the next dimensional gate is going to open.
So how do you want me to help you out?
I want you to free me. Find a way, anyway.
Can
Assuming
that
it
be
doesn't
undone?
involve death.
Can that be undone? You're fully transformed. You're the firstborn.
I don't know.
Well, you're a lot more dragony than I am, so I assume you've completed the firstborn thingy.
Well, yeah, yes, obviously I've completed it. I mean, against my will, obviously, but I don't know about undoing it. The High Priest tends to keep me in the dark, and all the materials I try to gather, well, they're beyond my capabilities. I come from a simple farmer's background. I am no scholar.
I want to know more about this High Cleric, actually. Tell me, what's his name? Where is he from?
I don't know what his name is.
You just don't want to use the name generator.
I know what his name is, but Demon Baron don't, so fuck you.
Oh.
I don't know what his name is. He refuses to tell me anything other than I am his figurehead, I am his trophy, and I am to be used to command his armies. That is all I know.
What kind of power does he have? Why does he have such a tight grip over everything here?
He commands the armies of Tiamat, but Tiamat is blind to his true will, his true intention, and that is, well, for him to rule the world rather than Tiamat.
How does Tiamat not know of this situation? Not only the High Cleric, but how does she not know that you are trying to betray her?
How does she not know that I am trying to betray her? I am not trying to betray her, though. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to destroy his plans. I'm trying to leave this place. He is no use for me.
You're trying to not become the firstborn. I imagine that would fuck with their plans rather mightily.
If I had a connection to Tiamat, I'm sure it would.
You don't have any connection to her.
I have never spoken to her.
You've never tried praying to her?
I've tried. I have received no replies. No visions. Nothing in my sleep.
I'm going to try an insight on this guy again.
Alright.
17.
Think he's telling the truth.
I mean, does he... I don't know. I'm trying to figure out...
Big dragon thing in armor.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of the right way I want to phrase this.
Alright.
Now, does he seem legitimately troubled by this, is what I guess I'm looking at.
Troubled by not speaking to Tiamat?
Yeah.
He seems a little agitated at the notion, yeah.
Okay. I still don't understand what your plan is, how you intend to get this to happen without the High Cleric understanding. I imagine they'd want to have the highest security on me if my existence is the biggest danger to everything you're trying to do here.
And as part of that security detail, I'll be there to oversee the security proceedings. After all, they would want a nice, what's the way to put it? They would like to have a nice morale boost by having their figurehead leader there.
But won't they be curious when they have no one there to take to Tiamat's realm?
There will be someone there.
Who?
Someone who looked like you in your former elf form.
A person? Another elf?
Another elf, indeed.
I can't approve of that. You're sending someone else to death in my place.
She's not going there to die.
She will.
There's no guarantee.
What are they going to do when they find out it's not me?
I doubt they'll just outright kill her.
No, I will have no part of this.
You will have no part of this.
No.
What will it take to convince you? What can I do? What do I have to do to get you to help me?
I can't trust you right now, and I need to think of a way that you can prove that I can accept your trust. How about this? As a start, why don't you tell me about what kind of forces you have at the other towers?
The forces at the other towers generally tend to be weaker than the ones directly facing Wyrmwick or Felbrig. However, the main tower facing off against Red Wolf is very well armed. They are quite the military people. You will face several chain devils and a horde of zombies if of course the High Priest decides that we need them. To the northwest, you'll find less of a force. The expansion grows unhindered there, so we don't feel the need to put much of a force there. You can verify it for yourself once you leave, of course.
And those are the only towers left, then?
Well, we are sending forces to attempt to rebuild north and south, but I see to it that they're slowed down every once in a while. We haven't rebuilt the tower to the south of us near Felbrigg, of course. We've signed a contract with them, so hopefully...
Yes, I actually wanted to ask you about that. What was the deal you signed with Felbrigg?
The deal we signed with Felbrigg, well, it's not a pretty deal, but it keeps the citizens of Felbrigg alive. They supply us with raw materials, and we supply them with not killing them.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
I tried my best.
And what about these servants, these blind deaf women you have walking around here?
Most of them are victims of the war. Most of their husbands are dead, and they themselves have become victims of unspeakable horrors. Most of them are blind and deaf, mostly because they were mostly in battle. We put them to use.
Use them as slaves.
It's that or they die. Pick one.
I'm curious why you don't pick one of those. If you're so abhorrent to everything around here, why don't you make a change to stop it?
I prefer not to die.
So you're a coward.
Well, I wouldn't put it like that. I'm a farmer. I don't like any of this,
You're a
but...
figurehead. A figurehead of an armada. Or, not an armada, a legion, rather.
Legion. Yeah, some
Because you're not a series of ships. That'd be silly.
No, I am not a series of ships. I am the figurehead of an army. A legion of demons, if you will. But I am just a figurehead. The man who commands everything is the High Cleric, and he could, in an instant, use his powers to command the army to kill me. I would prefer not to be dead. Well, then,
I still can't trust you.
Well, I'll give you a fair warning, then. In 2 days' time, the High Priest is going to come with several special servants. You're going to be led off to a chamber. It is magically sealed, and a crystal is going to be embedded in your chest. You will lose your powers, you will lose your... and you will deform into your elven self. I would not recommend taking that crystal out of your chest. I have seen this happen to others, and they tend to die. And with that, he turns around and he walks away.
Insight on the dying thing?
Yeah. Oh, he's telling the truth.
Oh. Alright, have I at least completed the symbol to Bahamut?
Yeah, sure.
Relatively enough. Alright, once he leaves, I want to start praying in a corner.
Alrighty, you start praying in a corner.
And I'm hoping to God I can still get in contact with Bahamut.
I'm hoping to Bahamut I can still get in contact with Bahamut.
Yeah, I'm hoping to Bahamut I can still get in contact with Bahamut.
After a few minutes, your vision starts to go blurry, and you find yourself in a green field with an old man standing at the other end. He turns around and he says, "Well, hello, Colleen."
Oh, thank God I can still talk to you. I mean, thank Bahamut I can still talk. Thank you, I can still talk to you. I'm smart.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
Did you know intelligent was my dump stat?
I don't blame you. You are going through a troubling time.
Yeah. It's a very troubling time indeed. Tell me, do you know at all about the Demon Baron?
I know that he is the firstborn of Tiamat, or I think he is.
He says he wants to help me, but I don't know if I can trust him.
Who can you trust, really? Why do you ask?
Well, because I don't want to say I don't have the utmost faith in my fellow party members, but if time takes too long, then I will be transferred out of this realm.
It is true, you would be transferred out. That would not be good. I don't see you coming back should that happen.
I got a good feeling about it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Actually, though, I want to ask a favor. Is there any way you could get in contact with my party? Send them a sign or a message? Perhaps a A lovely telegram.
A sign.